Attention gamers. We've all seen the random surveys online where you answer a bunch of personality test-based questions and it tells you which Hogwarts house you are, only to get butthurt when it isn't Gryffindor. Or when some quiz tells you that Caterpie is the Pokemon you are most similar to, putting you in a pissed off mood. So when I found out that Riot Games has its own test to determine your tilt type, I figured what better way to discover a new reason why this company pisses me off by taking their dumb little tilt test. Now for starters, there's some video describing the nonsense results they are about to deliver, and rather than wasting your time watching this whole weird PBS wishbone type of storytelling video where the commentator sounds like an obese Santa Claus with COPD spewing a bunch of random overly poetic crap about the potential results in this survey.
Would you like to hear a story?
Yeah.
I am just going to give you the uncut Reader's Digest version of the different tilt types. The Barbarian, who is apparently a mechanical god at the game, your standard Zed that goes 9-0 in lane because he was plat last year but placements put him in silver, so now he takes a bloody shit on everyone when mechanics matter, only to fail miserably when he realizes that it's a team game where macro decision making skills matter, so his toxic teammates start flaming him, and this is definitely an accurate depiction of what I think every dickwad who flames me in chat looks like. And this flips a switch in the Smurf which prints him a toxic Tommy name tag as he argues, gives up and ultimately throws so hard you would think he's at a carnival trying to win the big stuffed unicorn. Then there's the Paladin, which is a type of player who jerks himself off to patch notes, thinking that memorizing the tier list for every role in every patch and knowing the best counters and team comps will somehow make up for the fact that he himself sucks a rotting donkey dick at the game. Anyways, it's only a matter of time before this guy gets in an argument with his team because they aren't following his commands, so he goes down to his butthurt basement and starts playing the game on solo mode, refusing to cooperate while thinking how easy the game can be won if his insubordinate co-workers just follow his orders. The game gets lost and he is the first person to report all 9 other people he just played with out of spite. Third is the Scarred Veteran, who is the person that starts every ranked season with the best mental around. Nothing can get them down as they have just practiced dealing with inting idiots through norms in preseason, so they are accustomed to the piss pit that is the League of Legends community, and they are confident that they won't be tilting this season. That is until they meet Riot's matchmaking algorithm, which apparently looks like this to no one's surprise, and after being placed in eternal losers queue full of win-shitting Yasuos and first-time autofilled Zed supports trolling their games, causing their mental to be more shattered than the young son of a single mom's dreams of playing in the NBA when he finds out his birth dad is white and 4'11". So they just keep queuing, hoping the luck will change while continuously getting more and more depressed. And finally we have Lord DGAF, and the context here makes it pretty obvious that DGAF stands for Dippy Jips Ass Flaps, and this dude has been made bitter by merely playing League, so we all have a bit of Dippy Jips Ass Flaps inside of us. But anyways, this type likes to think they can tell the outcome of a game in Champ Select. With the words FF15 tattooed to his trolling ass cheeks, he gives up after first blood all the time and is the origin of tilt and toxicity in every game. Okay, so I don't think any of these really describe me, but I guess the third unlucky depressed avatar, the last airbender looking shitter cucked over by Riot's matchmaking, would be my best match at this point. But let's see what this scam survey that will probably cost me RP to get the results at the end has to say. Question 1. Taking breaks is important to me. Enjoying the game? Well, considering I can go bot with my boy while getting flamed for playing a weird comp only to slap so many asses, you would think bot lane's a brothel as we start off strong 9-0 before realizing that our team is still tied in kills. And it's because some yelping Yeti rider has the motor control and intelligence of a water balloon paired with a male stripper up top who is just insistent on paying the enemy team for sending him back to base like they are some Uber service, which results in a game that started off great ending in me getting fountain fucked to oblivion. I am going to say strong agree, I need a break after that shit. Numero 2. If a teammate is doing poorly, it's good to give them some advice on what to do differently. And here it's important to realize that we are dealing with the League of Legends community, which is so toxic it needs a Mr. Yuck sticker, and I personally have never witnessed one of these narcissistic nip lickers respond well to any request, so I'm going to say disagree because most of the time it's better to hold it in, but there are occasions where I can't help mentioning how much better off our team would be if they shredded their birth certificate and crawled back up their mother's second asshole. Okay. 3. I feel the need to end every play sesh with a win or I'm in a bad mood for hours. Ah hell yeah, if my match history looks like this after 3 hours of wasted time and my wife comes in to tell me she just slaved over a fancy steak dinner, I'm just like fuck your steak, I want chicken nuggets without any regard for how my tilt has now transferred. Occasion's favorite question of every test: if you're tilted, it's better to keep it to yourself than admit it to your team. I never understand people who take to chat to vent about how they are ass and their teammates are ass, especially when it goes into all chat as if the enemy team is their freaking therapist or some all-deeming judge who gives a whopping shit that their master Yi has fed more faces than the entire McDonald's franchise today. So I'm in the strong agree don't vent about your feelings category here. This brings us to numero cinco de mayo mofos. If my team falls behind, I try extra hard to force big plays and spark a comeback, and I don't know what certified vagina weak sauce doesn't put strongly agree here, but I'm not trying to have my content be farming/FF at 15 simulator, so I am always going balls to the wall even when it isn't exactly the right move. Question 6 is just a reworded way of reusing the question about taking breaks, but I am not surprised the Riot is just copying previous questions instead of coming up with new ideas at this point, so I will just put disagree to indicate my disapproval of such behavior. 7 asks if it's hard to stay silent if someone is calling me out in game, and I'm not going to lie, when some 2-bit floating feeding harpist that I was tethered to in lane has the nerve to fucking ping me, I have trouble staying silent and I almost always respond in this case, so put me on the strong agree boat here. Question 8 wants to know if I think laughing at other players is just as fun as winning, and if you know anything about my channel. Like how I have an entire playlist of videos singling out and making fun of players. You know the answer to this one. Then the almighty questionnaire wants to know if I mute all when chat gets spicy, and while I have made a video about this and received advice to do exactly that, muting all would make me miss out on some highly intelligent thoughts, like when this twinkle shit told my vein to cry more because Africa needs more water, and she responded with good for me don't living in there, so no, Rav will not be muting all ever. Okay, on to number 10. When other players are unskilled or acting like jerks, does it feel good to put them in their place? Oh, what the shit kind of freebie question is this? Does sex feel good? Does unloading 3 days worth of Chipotle in one push feel good? Absolutely yes. In one of my earlier videos that got demonetized for my commentary directed toward this piece of shit Yumi that flamed me all game can serve as proof. Next question please. Do I blame myself more than I blame my teammates? Any league player who answers strongly agree to this should check their pants, because they are probably on fucking fire, but I will admit to my flaws, like hoarding wards in my bag hoping they will mate with each other, so I will just plop a plain Jane disagree down on this one. 12. I almost never use chat in multiplayer games. Hard disagree. A big part of multiplayer games is meeting new people and instantly developing a deep and violent hatred for them. Even back when I played Fortnite, I was always jumping at the opportunity to tell some shitter who stole my kill that Santa's not real, or that his mom is cheating on his dad with the gardener, so yeah, fat chat always for me. The next question wants to know if I lose focus when it's a lost cause, and I wouldn't say I look like this when losing, but I do open up the TikTok titties app occasionally when all hope is lost, so just a flaccid disagree out of me here. 14 asks if I call for a quorum of quitters when I get tilted, and I gotta say mama Rav didn't raise no bitch, so no, I'm not like the win shitters who jerk off their FF keys to completion because they themselves are doing bad, but I'm also not a total masochist where I will never throw the towel in. Disagree. 15 is just a copycat of a question that already existed, so on par with Riot Games once again. And then the final question asks if frustrating losses stick with me after the game is over, and yeah they do. They stick with me for as long as the video of me complaining about that game lasts. And so the time has arrived for the sorting hat to tell me I'm a badass, excited like a virgin on the way to the striptease club, only to be told that I'm a lame ass paladin. So yeah, apparently these are my strengths as a World of Warcraft class, and here are some boilerplate tilting moments that I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say non-paladins would be pissed off about too. But the worst part of it is that they recommended some soothing jazz ass crap Spotify playlist to help me not tilt, in lieu of them punishing little shitters who AFK feed and flame my games. If I wanted appropriate music to help me cope with this, I would just search music to play while you are getting fucked. Take the quiz and let me know what you get. Rav out.
Talk to me slick and don't pop in your pappy. If happy talk back, then I'm taking your Grammy, and boy oh boy I'll make her happy.